And we're so pleased to be joined now by the FDA Commissioner, Dr. Marty Makary. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Commissioner. The vapes we saw in our story certainly seem like they were being marketed toward kids with flavors like mango, berry, and watermelon. We also saw them designed as video games and backpacks. Is the FDA doing enough to keep these out of the hands of America's youth?
No, Lindsay, we have not been. I just am now 100 days into the new job, and I'm learning what's been going on, and it's shocking. There have been incidents now where these illegal Chinese vape products appear in our ports at the United States. These products, by the way, are banned in China, and what we have been doing has been laughable. We have rejected them and put them back on ships, and those ships go to another U.S. port. It's called port shopping, and 100% of it gets in. They are laughing at us. So we're going to stop port shopping. We're going to start confiscating and seizing. We're going to take this seriously. This needs to be a top priority. We don't even know what's in some of these vaping products. And as you mentioned, some of these products are designed specifically for kids and to get kids addicted by having video games and other addictive mediums on them. So we've got to take this seriously, and I'm very concerned about schools where I'm hearing now that there's a kid vaping, and every class has a kid that is vaping, and in some cases it might be a quarter of the entire school has either tried vaping or addicted to vaping products.
Wow. And in recent months, your agency has seized $34 million worth of illegal vapes and sent letters to importers abroad warning them to comply with U.S. tobacco laws. Have these companies taken any steps to respond to your concerns?
So we just sent out a big set of letters. We're concerned about these vape shops that are popping up on every corner in America. Parents are not aware of what's being sold in there, and it's not just the illegal vaping products. There are other concerning products. You're going to hear more announcements out of the FDA in the coming weeks on that. We've got to educate people. We don't want to be caught flat-footed as we were during the opioid epidemic, where 18 years after the approval of OxyContin, we realized nearly 1 million Americans had died. We've got to educate folks. When you see a kid go down the addiction path, that is, they start lying and cheating and stealing, and it alters their life significantly, that is something that we have to make front and center in our priorities when it comes to health, because there are a number of these products, and almost every school now has somebody who's had some major health complication from vaping.
And what do you say to parents who are concerned that their kids are able to get their hands on these products online or social media?
Well, first of all, there is no approved vaping product in the United States that has a video game. There is no approved vaping product in the United States that has one of these cutesy, fruity flavors. Like this product here is a strawberry banana product. And 85% of the vaping products sold in the vape stores are illegal, according to the FDA's list. We have a list. There are vaping products that have been approved for people transitioning from combustible cigarettes to another nicotine delivery system that has less harm. But what we're concerned about is kids who are starting vaping from scratch. I personally have met kids who know they're addicted, they don't want to be addicted, and they can't stop this addiction path that they're on. That's very concerning.
As you well know, the FDA was created to protect consumers from contaminated food and unsafe or ineffective medical products. Just this week, the layoffs of thousands of workers were finalized. Should Americans be confident that their food and their medical products are safe?
Yes, let me address that, Lindsay, because the reduction in force that you're referring to was in IT staff, communications staff. It was in the over 2,000 HR personnel here at the FDA, where we can do better in consolidation. There were 12 travel offices here when I got to the FDA, so we can create some efficiencies around redundant services. But let me be clear, no scientific reviewer or inspector was laid off at the FDA. The agency is strong, and we're going to continue to be strong, focusing on things like these child illegal vaping products from China.
As you mentioned at the top of our conversation, you've been on the job now for 100 days. Can you give us a sense of what might keep you up at night with regard to your role and the agency that you run?
Well, look, we always have to be vigilant. Normally, in the course of a year in the United States, there are about 60 different food outbreaks that are investigated by the FDA. The summertime is a season where there tends to be more of those. We always have to be vigilant. We've got scientific reviewers that are actively monitoring the safety and efficacy of the products that are submitted to us. We can't make any mistakes, and we're going to increase something called post-market surveillance. That is, after we approve something, we're going to have eyes on that drug in big data so that we don't learn, say, 5 years later that Vioxx may have killed 38,000 Americans. We want eyes on a drug as soon as it's approved.
FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary, we so appreciate your time and insight. Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay.